Well,
Did we have a little time for some predictions before we have to?
There you go again. There you go again. I was just
there I
going
go
to ask
again,
you that.
predicting your question. You're jumping the gun again. I got to knock that off.
Be an announcer because you say everything I'm about to say, so go for it. We'd love to hear it.
How annoying is that? So, we are not seeing as bad a year weather-wise, but, since we're so well known for making big earthquake, flood, and tornado predictions on your show, you guys, we have to go there. So we're going to say we're seeing big floods in the U.S. this year, not as bad as last year. We're seeing New England flooding in the Midwest, and some in Texas as well, maybe Louisiana. We're seeing earthquakes in east and western China, Japan, a big earthquake possibly in Italy. It feels more like mid-southern Italy, and we used to live in Italy. It's beautiful there. They do get them, and we're seeing one in possibly Turkey. The one that we predicted for California already happened this week. There was a 5.5 in California we predicted on John Holland and Ali Cheslick's shows, and that was a 5.5 is considered kind of small. Usually the earthquakes that we are known for predicting are much, much bigger. They go up to 8.
I see another one, though, happening this year. But I think that seismic activity is going to be escalating as the year continues. We're going to see a lot more pockets of earthquakes happening around the globe.
It's been rather a bad year for tornadoes, unfortunately. I don't know why I keep getting the Midwest again, Oklahoma, Kansas,
Tennessee.
Arkansas, Alabama area, Tennessee. Yes, Tennessee comes in for tornado this year,
and quite devastating. A lot of deaths, unfortunately.
Not really seeing too much in the way of hurricanes, or we do see a couple of big hurricanes affecting Florida and North Carolina, like Irene, where it literally, we said it would hit in North Carolina and go all the way up the coast, affecting several states. Whoopi Goldberg was hiding in her basement while her house got destroyed in Vermont. And she admitted this on The View that she was literally prepared because of our prediction. So,
but she didn't say who. She said she had been warned, but didn't say who warned her.
But we're not seeing another like Irene, or Katrina-like hurricane this year. It feels like it's going to be a little bit better.
There is one in the Gulf, though, I see around September, October.
We're seeing big breakthroughs in health this year, guys. I'm excited about some cancer breakthroughs in really the immune system bolstered against lung cancer, heart cancer, various cancers this year.
Breast cancer. And also a breakthrough in heart disease. Yes, yes. And I think, David, didn't your dad have a heart problem before he passed?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, he did.
So I see a breakthrough with that. It's quite big. Later this year, there's something connected with weight loss. We actually predicted weight loss breakthrough on Ali Cheslick's show in January, and just this week we found that there's a new drug that is showing great success.
Yes, and we're seeing more medical advances in weight loss medicine and treatment. This year we're seeing breakthroughs in AIDS, autism, and Alzheimer's, the 3 A's we call them. But we're seeing all of those having breakthroughs. And, of course, our mom died of Alzheimer's, and so many people are getting dementia and senility, and there just has to be a breakthrough soon on that. I feel that's this year.
I do, too. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of wonderful things in the health breakthroughs in this coming year.
Look for breakthroughs in stem cell research and treatment, and diabetes. Yeah, I'm seeing a diabetes breakthrough this year,
I saw that.
And that's something that they don't have many breakthroughs in. We always get emails. Well, tell me about a diabetes breakthrough. I've been predicting that it would be this year for a couple of years now, and I'm still seeing it.
That's good, because that is a big one. Now they're having so many people with type 2, young people with type 2 diabetes.
Oh, isn't that a shame? It's got to change.
Yes.
I mean, diets, and I know Michelle Obama is really championing better nutrition in the schools.
Well, yeah, so much of it is diet and obesity, and that, child obesity has gone up so much.
It's gone up like 200% or something in the past
really
5 years.
increased.
Unbelievable.
In the last, 20 years, it's just like tripled, obesity with children, and that really, really affects diabetes and the ability to process insulin and sugar.
You gave a lot of good news, too, which is really wonderful. And I really hate to ask this, but I have a feeling it's not the end of it. Do you see any thwarted terrorist attacks or successful terrorist attacks? I just had to ask that.
Oh,
yes.
absolutely.
In fact, we just predicted a couple that actually were thwarted. We said there would be an increase in lone wolf attacks this year, 2012.
In Washington, D.C.
In Washington and Florida, Washington, D.C. and Florida, and they both happened already.
And Chicago. So we predicted all three that were thwarted. We said they'd be thwarted, and the one this week, I think it was just a couple days ago, they arrested the guy who was planning on bombing the Capitol.
Did you see that?
The panty bomber.
And we predicted that exactly on John Holland's show, Hay House Radio, and Ali Cheslick's show, January 4th. So we have two shows where we predicted that exactly when it would happen. Thank God they got that guy.
We're seeing another one in New York. Gosh, we've been right about all of those, I'm sorry to say, but I hope this one is thwarted, but we're seeing one in New York.
Well, that one feels
again
like it's going to be, the plot is for JFK or one of the airports in New York.
It feels like summer.
I'm seeing, or possibly a building, but I'm seeing New York might be the next target. Boston and Texas are also, there are plots there, but again, I feel like they'll be thwarted.
Actually, we saw something in Michigan, something in Texas happening. It feels like spring.
Well, that did happen.
Oh, the Texas one?
The Texas one happened.
I see a bigger one. I've seen a bigger one, though. A bigger one, Terry. And Washington State, something in the Northeast, like Oregon, Washington, for it feels like it could be like 6-7 months from now. Many of these will be thwarted. A lot of them will be homegrown, lone wolf types of attacks, as these recent ones were. And there's something in the UK, too, this plot on the UK. We're seeing it forming right now. There's quite a few being planned for this country, so people be on high alert because there's a lot of al-Qaeda connections with these attacks we're seeing, too.
I wonder, you beat the CIA to a lot of things. I wonder if they've ever asked you to help them.
They have.
Yes, we actually did work for the Pentagon and did some psychic work for them, Project Foresight. So, it's interesting to be able to do that type of work, but the government doesn't involve psychics too often, unfortunately.
No, that could change in, decades from now. I'm thinking that's going to happen more, but right now there's a lot of resistance to actually acknowledging our gifts and utilizing them.
Yeah, there's a couple. We have a few fans that want us to run for president. Linda can take alternate years. I think they could use a little help, to be honest.
Yes, with your excellent foresight, nobody can ever gain an advantage on us.
Right.
We're seeing some of these lone wolf terror attacks targeting the military this year. Expect at least 3 big ones in the headlines that will be targeting
and
military
cyber attacks too. We're very vulnerable, you guys, with the cyber attacks and our infrastructure. We have to upgrade the infrastructure protections because we see Chinese and Russia possible attacks on the phone systems.
And we did see one that happened this week with the CIA. The CIA and UN websites were shut down with Russian attacks, with the cyber attacks.
Russia was linked. Yes.
And we had predicted that on Ali Cheslick's show and John Holland's show earlier in the year. But the U.S. is way too vulnerable to these attacks. And We're seeing them getting worse. China and Russia being involved. It's a certainty until we get a handle on how to make these infrastructure protections stronger. But it's not great what we're seeing in that regard. But I think it's only going to help us to just be more on alert. As the internet grows stronger, we're going to see more and more of these things. Not seeing, well, in terms of the economy, I don't know if we have time to mention that, but we're seeing weak growth.
Very briefly.
Weak job growth. Unemployment being around the same as 2011, maybe a teeny bit better, but it's going to go up and down, quite volatile through the year. It's not going to do quite as well as the government is touting.
It could take six years or more for the world economy to bounce back, to even start bouncing back.
It's going to be a roller coaster. Gas is going to shoot through the roof this summer. Unbelievable. But what is happening is our country's going through a sort of rite of passage. And you see, chaos is a catalyst for change in our view. And the economic breakdown we're seeing worldwide is a necessary occurrence to, we feel, birth a new world destiny. And so out of this difficulty and pain and suffering economically will be born something entirely new. So that's the good news. The good news is we all will see a dawn of a new day economically, and I see more jobs coming back to the U.S. and a concerted effort for people to bring jobs back to the U.S. It's not going to be easy, and it's not going to really happen much on President Obama's watch. Not that he hasn't tried, but I think it's going to be an uphill battle to do that, to bring this country back to where it was.
Yeah, he wasn't handed an easy administration at all.
No,
and I'm wondering
it's been very difficult.
And we predicted that it would be mostly frustration for him and thwarted attempts to get his policy through. We predicted that 4 years ago.
On Tyra.
On various radio shows and Coast to Coast as well. And we didn't want to be right about that, but it's a reality, and people have to get real. It's just going to be a difficult year economically and politically. But there is good to come out of all this struggle. And unemployment, I think, will stay around 8% or higher. I don't see unemployment going to 7% till maybe 2015. It's hard to say, but we're not seeing job growth continuing even that much after February or March of this year. So all this optimism in the media, I think it's going to be a little disappointing in terms of jobs. So just do whatever you can to get a job. Take whatever you can, whoever's looking. Just if it doesn't even have health coverage, take it, because you need something to bring in a paycheck. Don't be picky. Don't be too demanding with what that job brings you financially. I don't care if you were the CEO of a company. Take whatever you can get. Don't be proud. Don't be arrogant. And reinvent yourself. It's all about reinvention.
Just getting your foot in the door. That's the first part.
Right. People that are doing well are reinventing themselves. They're working part-time, freelance. They're taking contract work. Don't worry about the benefits. Just take a job and appreciate that that's a stepping stone to the next step, to the next level.
That's very good, and I'm sure hopefully next year, 2013, will be a little bit better than it is now. It's got to get better little by little.
It will improve. Absolutely.
Yes, it will. Absolutely.
We're very optimistic.
Yeah, the future is written in pencil, as we say, and not in stone.
Well, as I say, it's better to be optimistic than misty optic.
Misty optic. I like that one.
Good. That's cute.
Okay, so your website is www.psychictwins.com. It's the only official website.
That's right, PSYCHIC twins.com.
And we've ran over the show time, so in recording mode, but the show is preserved. And we thank you so very, very much for coming on our show tonight. We really had a great time.
Thank you so Thank you. We had a great time too. David, Sherelle, Christine, we love you guys.
We love you, and it's been such a joy.
Christine, you there?
So it always
yes,
love
thank
talking
you so much, and it was an honor to talk to you, and I want to thank you so much for your time and so much that you both do, and you are such beautiful souls, and I'm happy to just talk to you.
Bless you. Thank you, Christine.
Thank you. It was such a great pleasure talking with you, and
you guys are the best.
You are.
And we'll
see
you in the future.
Great.
Thank you, guys.
Love you. Twin Towers. Wonder Twin Towers. Love you. Thank you so much.
I just want to
You're
make a quick
welcome,
shout out.
Bless your heart. Have a wonderful week, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
God bless.
God bless.
Mwah. Bye-bye.
Big twin hugs.
Mwah. Oh, yeah.
Mwah.
Love that.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Love you guys. Bye-bye. Well, thank you, everybody, for listening to Beyond the Gate Radio with our special guests tonight, Terry and Linda Jamison, the Psychic Twins. We were so busy, we ran over time. We did apologize. We didn't have a chance to take any telephone calls, but we do want to give a shout-out to Natasha, First Lady. Sorry we couldn't bring you on either, but there was so little time and so much, and we only had them scheduled for 1 hour, and you know how that goes. But thank you, everybody, for your support. God bless you all. Thank you for joining us as our co-host, Sherelle, and as our backup co-host, Christine. Thank you. God bless you. And until next time, be in the light. Goodbye.
Good night.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Okay, Chrissy, we'll call you. Okay.
Okay. Bye.
Okay. That's fine.
Be a little bit better.
There is one in the Gulf, though, I see around September, October.
We're seeing big breakthroughs in health this year, guys. I'm excited about some cancer breakthroughs in really the immune system bolstered against lung cancer, heart cancer, various cancers this year.
Breast cancer. And also a breakthrough in heart disease. Yes, yes. And I think, David, didn't your dad have a heart problem before he passed?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, he did.
So I see a breakthrough with that. It's quite big. Later this year, there's a lot of deaths, unfortunately.
Not really seeing too much in the way of hurricanes, or we do see a couple of big hurricanes affecting Florida and North Carolina, because like Irene, where it literally, we said it would hit in North Carolina and go all the way up the coast, affecting several states. Whoopi Goldberg was hiding in her basement while her house got destroyed in Vermont. And she admitted this on The View that she was literally prepared because of our prediction. So,
but she didn't say who. She said she had been warned, but didn't say who warned her.
But we're not seeing another like Irene-like or Katrina-like hurricane this year. It feels like it's going to this year, not as bad as last year. We're seeing New England flooding in the Midwest, and some in Texas as well, maybe Louisiana. We're seeing earthquakes in East and Western China, Japan, a big earthquake possibly in Italy. It feels more like mid-southern Italy, and we used to live in Italy. It's beautiful there. Also. They do get them, and we're seeing one in possibly Turkey. The one that we predicted for California already happened this week. There was a 5.5 in California we predicted on John Holland and Ali Cheslick's shows. And that was 5.5 is.
Well,
Did we have a little time for some predictions before we have to?
There you go again. There you go again. I was just.
There I go again, predicting your question.
You're jumping the gun again.
I got to knock that off.
Be an announcer because you say everything I'm about to say, so go for it. We'd love to hear it.
How annoying is that?
Well, we are not seeing as bad a year weather-wise, but, since we're so well known for making big earthquake, flood, and tornado predictions on your show, you guys, we have to go there. So we're going to say we're seeing big floods in the U.S., considered kind of small. Usually the earthquakes that we are known for predicting are much, much bigger. They go up to 8.
I see another one, though, happening this year. But I think that seismic activity is going to be escalating as the year continues. We're going to see a lot more pockets of earthquakes happening around the globe.
It's been rather a bad year for tornadoes, unfortunately. I don't know why I keep getting the Midwest again, Oklahoma, Kansas,
Tennessee.
Arkansas, Alabama area, Tennessee. Yes, Tennessee comes in for tornado this year,
and quite devastating.